At first sight, it seems like SMCI has cleaned its mess, but it's far from being the truth, and today I will explain why. I will talk about the valuation of this company, about the past accusations, about the ongoing investigations and the results of those investigations that we should see in the future. I will explain why I sold my position in SMCI, why I wouldn't short the stock of this company, and yeah, those of you who like to tell me that I short this or that stock, I never even asked permission from my broker for short selling. So I'm not shorting this stock. I want to provide my honest opinion and I want to explain why SMCI investment in the times of uncertainty, in the times when everything flies down, is one of the worst choices to invest in. Hey there and welcome to the Market Monkeys channel. It's Julie here, and today's video I want to begin from the past accusations of SMCI. As some of you might remember, the company got accused of several things. For example, of the company working only with contractors that are managed by the CEO's brothers. The company got accused of possibility of export violations to Russia. The management got accused of possible money laundering and in general of doing this shady business. Even if we say the past is the past and if we will decide to look forward, I personally am worried what the ongoing investigation from the SEC and the Department of Justice will show. And if this is not enough, besides the accusations, the legal problems, I will show you in this video why the valuation of SMCI is not as low as you might think and why the gross margins are a real problem. So super microcomputer or SMCI stock got very popular on Nvidia hype, and in general all of this AI wave brought many more investors to this company. The problem is that modern investors, the ones that invested in a company because of this AI boom, and by the way, me included, did not know that the company had some legal issues or some accounting issues in the past. And the company has a long history of problems. For example, in 2018, the company got delisted from Nasdaq because of the delay in filing the reports and was heavily investigated by the SEC. In 2020, the company was accused of violations in accounting from 2014 to 2017. And by the way, the person who was accused the most is the CFO at the time, and he actually stepped down without admitting nor denying these accusations. The funny fact is that the CEO of the company did not get accused, but he actually was asked to pay back $2.1 million in stock profit. The company or the management itself did not confirm or deny any of these accusations, but the company have actually paid a fine of $17.5 million. If you find this information valuable, don't forget to write a comment, to like this video and to subscribe to our channel. To tell you honestly, now that I think about this, have I known before investing in SMCI that the company had some accounting issues or some legal issues, I think I would invest in the stock of this company anyway. I would think, okay, problems can happen and probably CFO of the company was the one to blame, and at the time the valuation looked great, the company looked great, the business was awesome, and their main partner was Nvidia, so it seemed like there is nothing to worry about. But now I have to say I have this feeling of trusting someone, and this someone disappoints me for the second time, so it doesn't feel like a coincidence anymore, for me at least. So I asked myself a logical question of maybe not only the CFO was responsible, or maybe he wasn't responsible at all. The fact that EY resigned and dropped SMCI tells me a lot. This company is huge. This is one of the biggest accounting firms in the world. And they have described that they're dropping the company because the management or the governance being not transparent enough and that they cannot trust this company anymore. For me, it says a lot because, as I already said, EY is one of the biggest accounting firms in the world. And if some of you say that we do not know for sure what had happened there, I want to mention that EY has 700 offices in 150 plus countries in the world. The company have earned more than $50 billion in 2024, which is $30 billion more than the market cap of SMCI. So if you think that there is space for human traction or human interaction, you are very wrong. This is a huge enterprise, this is a huge accounting firm, and I am sure that we can trust their reasoning. Currently, both the Department of Justice and the SEC will have separate investigations of SMCI, and we have no idea what they will find. And if some of you think that all of the problems of this company are behind, you are very wrong, because as you saw from an example of a couple of years ago, the company got accused of accounting violations that took place from 2014 to 2017, but the company got accused only in 2020. All of these years, all of these 3 years, the investigation was ongoing. So we might see the results of the current investigations only in 3 to 5 years from now. Besides that, the major shareholders of SMCI have filed lawsuits, and we also don't know how this issue will resolve. So after explaining all of the negative aspects of the company, I want to mention something positive, because I try to stay objective. So the company is real, the company is not a scam, the company has some very big major partners or clients. For example, big players like Amazon and Microsoft are using the hardware of SMCI together with some other hyperscalers. Besides that, the fact that SMCI continues to deliver solutions which are using new technology, for example like Nvidia's Blackwell, suggests that this partnership did not end, although I would like to hear a comment from Nvidia on this matter. I read somewhere on the internet that there are gossips that Nvidia is trying to work more with Dell and less with SMCI. I did not see any confirmation for these claims, so as far as I am aware, the partnership is continuing and everything is fine there. Now let's talk about the valuation of the company, and SMCI is undervalued without a doubt. The PE ratio of this company is almost 40% lower than the sector median, which can suggest that it's a nice buying opportunity, although I want you to note that when we compare SMCI to peers like Dell or HPE, 40% lower than the sector doesn't sound so little. In fact, SMCI is trading higher than those peers. And of course, I'm aware that Dell and HPE are not only in AI, but still, in comparison, this valuation doesn't look so small, at least not small enough for me to forget all of the issues that the company has. Revenue growth is very impressive, 125% year over year, when the sector median is only 5%. And I need to say that this is exactly the growth I hoped to see when I invested in SMCI about a year ago. But this metric is especially impressive if you choose to believe that the management of the company transfers real numbers to the accounting firms. If you are skeptical or if you are not sure, this number is less impressive. One of the biggest red flags in valuation is gross profit. Profitability of SMCI is very weak, and it means that the company is losing this pricing game. This is a huge disadvantage, because if Dell and HPE decide to take SMCI out, they can do so easily. SMCI's gross margin is at 12%, while the sector median is about 50%, and you can see the comparison of SMCI to the other peers. SMCI's gross margins are the lowest of all. So there are many and many stocks on the stock market. You can find undervalued stocks, you can find fairly valued but growing stocks, or you can find overvalued but hyped stocks. And I need to say that I can understand all of the choices depend on the specific situation. What I don't understand is why would you decide to invest in a company like SMCI, in a company that brings a huge non-systematic risk to your portfolio while the market is crashing, the overall situation is not stable. So basically you are creating for yourself a huge systematic risk and adding on top non-systematic risk. It basically means you are choosing to invest in a stock that has a major downside. It can be delisted from Nasdaq, it can be accused of many violations, it can be sued by the shareholders, and there is a very capped upside because of what we discussed in valuation sector of this video. For those of you who want to trade this stock, the possibility is there because the stock is very volatile, but in my opinion it's even more risky. So for me, I wouldn't hold the stock, I wouldn't buy the stock, I wouldn't short the stock, I wouldn't touch the stock at all. If you want to read my full analysis, you can go and find it on Seeking Alpha. I thank you for being with me. I would appreciate hearing your opinion on SMCI. Don't forget to press a like button to subscribe to our channel. I'll see you on our channel next time. Happy investing!